is the enemy's public, and I am Bro.Nasir. It looks like that our brother Terrorize Nasheed was absolutely correct in his prediction. It has become a pull-up summer for our people. Pull-up summer has come to New Jersey. A obvious white supremacist by the name of Cagney Matthews walked up to a brother's apartment and demanded to speak to him. And when the brother came outside, he was the white supremacist was saying all types of racial epithets and racial slurs. And I don't know if I could exercise that much restraint. The brother exercised incredible restraint, and that's one of the things that I have a problem with. I'm for having restraint. I'm totally for having restraint. I don't think no one should be in the streets or anywhere else behaving like a fool. But my problem is our people only exercise restraint when it comes to others and not each other. We're quick to do harm to each other, and we exercise restraint when it comes to others. And this white supremacist got all in the brother's face and shouted at him, called him a monkey, called him a nigger. He did it right in front of the police officers. I mean, repeatedly called the brother out his name. The brother was restrained, he was composed. I don't know if I could have done it. I mean, going back and forth is one thing, saying what he said is one thing, but being all up in my face, violating my space, that's something I don't tolerate. That's something that would have changed the entire dynamic of the situation when he started getting up in my face. Even if he's, trying to push buttons, that will be my button, violating my space. If you can get close enough for me to hit you, that's what's going to happen. So if you're talking and you're not violating my space, it's just talk. But when you walk up in my space and you're close enough for me to touch you, I'm going to touch you. It's just how I am. It's how I was raised. My father always taught me, if you feel like there's going to be a fight, start it. But he always told us to never be the aggressor. And that's what Islam teaches, never to be the aggressor. You fight with those who fight against you. Yet when someone violates my space, come too close for comfort, that's just how I react to it. But this racist yelled all types of racial epithets at this brother, and he actually gave out his address and told the people to come to his house. Check out this video.
The big story in Action News is the anger and outrage over an explosive interaction between neighbors. Protesters gathered outside of a home in Mount Laurel today after a man was captured on video shouting offensive and racist slurs at his neighbors. The man now faces harassment and biased intimidation charges. Action News reporter Christy Leto is live in Mount Laurel tonight with the full story. Christy.
That's right, Rick, and you can also add assault to those charges. Now, police have actually pushed us a ways back from the scene, but it is still very active, and that is because after they took Edward Matthews into custody, his home and some adjacent homes were actually vandalized. Police have confirmed to us that they've received complaints about Matthews before, and some residents feel this could have been avoided had it been addressed in the past. Flanked by a large crowd of protesters calling for his arrest, Edward Cagney Matthews walked out of his home surrounded by Mount Laurel police. Water bottles and ice were hurled at Matthews and the officers, who essentially shielded him from the projectiles.
It was a difficult situation to extract him, but unfortunately some in the crowd made it much more dangerous for everybody.
As the squad car left the Essex Place complex, officers in riot gear moved in. Matthews is the man now charged with bias, intimidation, and assault, stemming from a now viral video that shows him nonchalantly hurling the N-word multiple times at his neighbors. New video even details the moments before it escalated, showing him knocking on his neighbor's door, demanding the husband come out and speak with him.
I have every right to be here. Get your husband.
When another neighbor interceded on that couple's behalf, that's when it exacerbated. Most of the video too graphic to play.
It's not Africa.
Oh, this is Africa.
It's not Solomon or wherever you were.
I was born in America.
How many of us could show the restraint that this gentleman did, and he didn't deserve that. Nobody should ever feel unsafe or intimidated or discriminated against in their own house.
There is nothing that I'm going to be able to say that's going to justify me using the words that I use. Whatever I need to do to make the community and the world at this point, see how big it is? Understand that I made a mistake, allow me the ability to move forward, just like we all deserve.
Police confirm they've received complaints about Matthews before. This woman didn't want to show her face, but says he vandalized her home right before the now viral encounter with her neighbor.
Sad, because it should not be that many. If the justice system had done their work earlier, like I previously said, he would not be here at this point in time.
And again, Matthews apologized for what he said. He is behind bars until he is going to be arraigned sometime in the next few days. Meanwhile, police remain here on scene throughout the evening.
About 150 brothers and sisters pulled up at this white supremacist home, and they called him out. I think this white supremacist is a attention seeker. He's a clout chaser. I don't know who he was trying to please, yet our brothers and sisters pulled up and called him out. He attempted to come out and address the people, but the police ordered him back into his apartment. In fact, the police escorted him away from his own premises, and people threw water or whatever they can get in their hand, they threw it at the white supremacists. They were hitting the cops with it and everything. And I honestly believe the only reason why this devil was arrested was because it was caught on camera. The man said he's on first name basis with the police, and the police know him. And as a matter of fact, when he was walking away from the brother's home when the police arrived, when he was going on his tirade, they addressed him by his name, so they do know him. They do know this white supremacist on first name basis. And I believe they arrested him because they had to, because what he did was done on camera. See, this is a pull-up summer, and we're going to start pulling up on everybody who violate us. We're going straight to their homes, and we're going to make their stay at their own homes restless. We won't leave. See, one thing about people in New Jersey, mind you, New Jersey is no different from any other state, just as racist as the rest of the other 49 states. But one thing about the black people in New Jersey, if you do something to us, we're going to show up and we're going to show out. I know for a fact that Asian men couldn't have put their hands on black women in New Jersey and not get seen. I know that for a fact. And this guy, Edward Cagney Matthews, if he had kept on doing what he was doing, somebody would have got hurt. I know this Mount Laurel, South Jersey, Burlington County, closer to Philly, but New Jersey has a mentality. Just have a Jersey mentality. somebody would have eventually gotten hurt over this guy behaving the way he was behaving. The police all over New Jersey, the departments are racist. Mount Laurel is a small town, it's small, and it's predominantly white, but they have some black people down in that area. Some of them live in Willingboro, which is right next to it, right next to Mount Laurel. Mount Laurel, you know, I do business with a camera company down at Mount Laurel, so I'm familiar with the area. But New Jerseyans don't tolerate that nonsense. We don't go for that. Now, Mr. Matthews was arrested, and he could face charges of intimidation. He can face charges of harassment. And the guy admitted that he was a drug dealer. Yet you always have Caucasians in people's comment section referring to hard-working black people as drug dealers, as if we pioneered and founded drug dealing altogether. This guy tried to stick his chest out, but his stomach stuck out more than his chest. Again, the young brother was very restrained. I couldn't have done it. Whatever he had for breakfast, lunch, or what have you, probably would have been on the sidewalk, because I sure would have checked his stomach. I wouldn't even headhunt him because his stomach stick out. It's just too easy to drop him with a body shot. Because he probably had some capicola or something, some nasty pork sandwich or something. And we're going to see what become of this case and how they punish this guy. We're going to see if he's even punished at all. This is The Enemy's Public. I am Bro.Nasir. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. Peace.